All right. So we are here this time around to do something a little bit different than
we're gonna branch out.
Yeah, we're gonna expand.
Hopefully, this will expand even further. We're hoping it doesn't start and end with this video, but we're gonna talk movies.
And mostly because
I two movies in particular.
I've actually seen a couple of really good movies over the past couple of days. I mean, I saw Inception. And I saw Scott Pilgrim vs. the World.
Okay.
And
Inception. What did you think?
Both really good. Let's just start off. Both really good. I felt like I got my mind with Inception. Now, Inception is a curious case for me, just because I'm a huge Christopher Nolan fan. Loved Memento, loved Following, loved The Prestige, and obviously.
I fell asleep during The Prestige, but I was also drunk.
That's a shame, because that's a fantastic movie.
I drank a lot.
And Dark Knight, obviously, was
What's
fantastic.
That about?
So I love Christopher Nolan, and when I looked at the cast he had put together, I mean, Jesus Christ, DiCaprio and Joseph Gordon-Levitt, who is one of the most underrated actors.
Yes, 500 Days of Summer, which I watched on TV.
Excellent,
that was an amazing movie. And he did a great job.
Anybody who happens to be watching this, if you haven't seen Brick, go out and see Brick.
I believe I've seen that one.
Yeah.
Isn't that the one where they're like teenagers or something?
Yeah, it's like that. It's the film noir, but
that's a great movie.
Please see Brick. Joseph Gordon-Levitt is so good and so underrated. I was really happy to see him in this. Him with DiCaprio and with Ellen Page and with Cillian Murphy, and it was just over all these great casting decisions. Whoever cast that movie deserves a medal.
Yes.
So
of honor.
An Olympic gold medal.
He deserves the Medal of Honor.
So the point of all this is that I went into Inception with very, very high expectations, which is always dangerous when you're going to a movie.
Absolutely.
So yeah, I liked it a lot. I liked it a great deal, but I didn't like it as much as I thought I would. I did, and there are two main reasons for that. The first one was that there was a lot of exposition. A lot of scenes of people talking about the plot points. Like, okay, I don't want to spoil
setting things up.
I don't want to spoil it for anyone, but it's like, the point of the movie, if you don't know this already, is that, people going into your dreams trying to steal information, and you don't know it because you're dreaming, right? So
it goes to the point of, like, dreams within dreams.
Yeah, dreams within dreams within dreams within dreams, yeah.
It's a mind-bending
So
film.
obviously there are some things you need to have the characters explain, because otherwise you're not going to get it. But there was a lot of it in here. It was like a bunch of people talking about what's going on. So that kind of threw me. And then the other thing was that it was a lot more predictable than I expected it to be. One of the things I love about Christopher Nolan movies is that they're not predictable. Memento, forgot.
Dark Knight wasn't predictable.
Dark Knight and Prestige. I mean, all these movies that really, I kind of knew what was going to happen. Felt like I knew what was going to happen in Inception, and I felt like there was less kind of plot twisty suspense and more, action sequences. And I know that Christopher Nolan cannot go a movie without putting a car chase scene in there. He just loves those for some reason.
Works for me.
Yeah, it's cool with me too. But a lot of action, more action and less, kind of suspense, which was a bit of a disappointment for me. But I still liked it a lot, and I'd like to go back and see it again.
Okay.
So
I probably need to see more. Than once.
Oh, definitely. I highly recommend it. The acting is just off the charts. Off the charts in this film.
Leo DiCaprio has really won me over.
Yeah.
Starting out, he's just like, it's a Leo DiCaprio film. But after seeing Shutter Island, Catch Me
that
If
was
You Can,
great. I saw that recently too.
The Aviator, all these movies that he was just phenomenal in, and it sounds like Inception is another one in the list.
The Departed was what made a believer out of me.
Yes. I can't believe I forgot.
And then just briefly, Scott Pilgrim vs. the World was fun. It was a lot of fun. If you like just kind of fun shit, it was cool. I enjoyed it immensely. Nothing special, but entertaining.
It apparently got really over at Comic-Con.
I have no doubt.
Hasn't been playing too well to nationwide audiences, unfortunately. And that usually happens with films like this that aren't so mainstream.
Yeah, I mean, my only real issue with that is that, Jesus, how many times can Michael Cera really play the same character? But,
True.
It was cool. It wasn't exactly the same. He was a lot less sweet and a lot more of an asshole in this movie, which was good to see.
Showing a little bit of range.
Yeah.
I want to talk about The Expendables.
Tell me about I
went to the midnight showing. That's how excited I was. So I had high expectations. Now, not saying here that I thought this was an award-winning film or it was going to have great acting or a great story, because I had none of those things. It was not a very great acting film for anybody, although I will say this. Jason Statham and Jet Li made this film. They were really entertaining. Statham actually had a pretty big part in this movie, and I think he really held his own, and maybe it's because he was next to Sylvester Stallone, but I thought he just came off as great. Jet Li had a small part in the movie. That's kind of, a pun there, because his role in the movie is that he's small. But it was really entertaining, and I thought their acting was the best on set of all of them. But I went into this wanting to see a early 90s action flick, and that's exactly what I got. American audiences, we don't want this every week. We don't want to see Dolph Lundgren in a movie 3 times a year. But as a novelty item, this was awesome. It's exactly what you wanted. There's a part where they blow up a pier that is just mind-bending, because it's so freaking hilarious / awesome at the same time. This movie is very violent. Don't take your kids to this movie. There's a gun that actually annihilates people. They don't
Anyone
just
who
get shot.
takes their kids
They
to this movie,
explode.
should have their head examined.
And there is a brilliant camera angle. Now, I hate Stallone's directing. I'm going to give you that right now. This movie is so good that it overcame Stallone's bad writing and bad directing. But there is one shot in this film. You'll be looking down a cave. That's all. Down a cave, a walkway, and you'll see something happening on the other end that just automatically you go, wow, and jump out of your seat at. It was that freaking awesome. So I totally recommend seeing The Expendables if you're a fan of Die Hard, if you're a fan of anything that Stallone's done in the past, anything that Statham's done, the Transporter movies, if you're a fan of any of Jet Li's movies. And I also really liked Mickey Rourke in this movie. He has a very small part, but he acted the hell out of that part.
Right on.
Did a really good job. Basically, your bad guys are foreign people. That's all we need in a movie, is that some country somewhere else there's bad people doing bad things. But guess what the big surprise was in this movie?
What's that?
Eric Roberts is in this movie, too. The ultimate 90s bad guy in bad movies. He's in this one, too, as the bad guy. And that's not giving anything away.
Yeah, right on.
Totally worth it.
Out of curiosity, have you seen Avatar yet?
No.
Okay, because I finally did.
Oh, God.
I finally had the opportunity, to see Avatar. Sat through the whole thing. It was alright.
I'm not doing that. The other movie I want to talk about, just real briefly, is The Other Guys, the Will Ferrell, Mark Wahlberg movie. I know, most people groan when they hear Will Ferrell. I'm a big fan of Will Ferrell's movies. I know the joke is overplayed, but I still laugh my ass off at it anyway. This movie really has one plot. It's that, obviously, the other guys, the other cops, have to solve a crime that, they have to step up to the plate. Basic plot. The problem with this movie, and it's not necessarily a problem if you're not looking for it to be some sort of award-winning film, but if you're looking for something important or special out of this movie, you're going to be really frustrated with the fact that it's just a bunch of cutscenes, really, Saturday Night Live-esque skits that are pieced together with a thin plot in between. Lots of random jokes that are just thrown together. The characters are very poorly developed, and, the one thing... There's actually a lot of really unresolved issues in this movie. When it's over, you're like, well, why did this guy do this? And then you have to remind yourself it's a Will fucking Ferrell movie. So you're not asking for a storyline or something.
Please, Land of the Lost, makes sense to me.
Exactly. So, don't see this in the theaters. I would not see this movie in the theaters, but I would definitely recommend going to Redbox, spending $1 on it, and having something else of, meaning, like an Inception, in the box as well.
Last thing I wanted to say is that before it was taken down, I got a peek at the Thor trailer. Looks awesome.
Who's in that?
I forget. Ryan Reynolds as Green Lantern, as Hal Jordan, should be awesome. And of course at Comic-Con we got the news that the Avengers movie is going to be directed by Joss Whedon and written by Joss Whedon.
Holy crap! I did not know that.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And it looks like they're going to bring out the Infinity Gauntlet storyline. So
I want to throw out before we go that this Thursday, 8 p.m., I'm going to be at the Riff Tracks playing at the Elcon Theater here.
Nice.
You know what Riff Tracks is? That's the
Yeah, I know what it
extension
is.
off of Mystery Science Theater.
yeah.
They're doing a live show across the country, 8 o'clock Thursday. Don't know what time it's going to be in your location, but definitely check that out. Mystery
He'll
Science
be
Theater
there.
lives on.
He'll be there. I'll be on a train to Chicago.
Not a midnight train to
And
Georgia.
the by the way, the Riff Tracks version of the Riff Tracks cover of Twilight still couldn't get through it.
Ooh.
that
Take that,
bad?
Twilight.